So today's the day that we are finally going to be building the new Nerdrosoft headquarters, and I'm very excited about that. But we're not going to be jumping into building it right now. We're going to do that a little bit later in the episode, and the format that we're going to go for building the headquarters is going to be a bit different to what I've done in the past, but we will talk about that a little bit later on. Because there are a couple of orders of business that I want to deal with in the skyscraper before we move out of here. Specifically, I would really like to get Space Command Origins out the door. I really want to get the Origin pack out the door. And I might look at getting Sergeant Stabby Face 2 Stab Harder out the door as well. That doesn't seem like it would be a terrible idea. Obviously, Voxel is going out in December this year as well. So we have a lot of releases coming up, and I don't really want to drag it out too much because I think at the end of the day, realistically, the Origin pack is going out in 2001. It is July 2001 right now. Voxel is December 2001. And so I would imagine Space Command Origins, given that it is just about to go into beta, is most likely going to be a January 2002. And then Sergeant Stabby Face 2, honestly, probably a March or April 2002 kind of deal. So we'll see what happens there. We've also just had Harris Ward retire. Harris was with the company for 14 years. He was a game developer. That is the first retiree. Wow. Okay. I wasn't expecting that today, but yeah, we've just had our first retiree, which actually kind of has me thinking that we should probably look into employee benefits because we've never done this. And I'm thinking I'm not going to do 200, but we'll do like $30 a month. We'll do some life insurance so that they get, I don't know, $50,000 upon their death. We'll get some health insurance. We'll give them, I don't know, $50,000 on hospitalization. We're not going to do a minimum raise. Severance pay, we'll give you 50%. Vacation months, you can have one paid vacation. Yes. We will do free food because I think that's probably fair enough as well. Christmas bonuses, I don't really care. The company car right now, I really don't care. And night shift compensation, I really don't care right now. So we're probably fine with a few little employee benefits, but we're not going to go too crazy with that just yet. Now, the good news over on the right side is that the Origin pack is ready to go into beta. It has no bugs to fix, which is amazing. So let me have a look at my releases, my add-on releases specifically, because Booster Pack 2 went out in December of 2000. This thing, I kind of feel could maybe go out in December of 2001. That would give us a couple of months to market it, which seems perfectly fine by me. So we'll go ahead and set my releases here, which is fine. This guy can be marketed. We'll just say 2001. We will say December. Okay. We will go ahead and start working on press releases with my two marketing teams. Okay. We will send out a press build and we will start to hype it a little bit. I could just push it out the door right now, but I do think marketing is important. So we're going to focus on that a little bit. We'll try and get this press release done as quickly as we possibly can. And we're also going to print some copies and see how that goes. So when it comes to Booster Pack 2, we sold 238,400 copies. Booster Pack sold 300,000. I'm really not expecting Origin Pack to sell as many. So I think I'm just going to say, give me a maximum of, I don't know, 200,000 in stock, and then before this thing actually goes out, we can, cancel that order, bring it down to like 25,000 and see how it sells. I'm really not expecting it to be quite as huge as the other ones, but we'll see what happens. Pixel 3 is ready for its update to go out the door, which is amazing. Space Command Origins is ready for beta, which means it's ready for marketing, which, I don't know. When did Space Command 3 come out? It was November of 94. So I'm really not thinking that I want to drag this out to November of 2002. I think what makes sense is a relatively short marketing window. We have August, September, October, November, December. That's 5, January, 6 months of marketing. That's probably enough. So we're going to say January of 2002 for Space Command Origins. We will immediately start marketing this the way we always do. We will immediately start hyping this the way we always do. And then when we have a few bugs fixed, we can go ahead and start sending out some press builds. I'm really not in any major rush to do that right now. So we have some releases coming up, which is really exciting. We have obviously, you know, 2 of them in December, 1 of them in January. It's going to be a very busy end of the year for Nerdrosoft, which I'm very excited about. And what's also exciting is that last month we made $4.6 million on Echo, $3.6 million on Pixel 3, and still $1.2 million on Space Command 3. All right, so now that it's November, I've dropped the Origin pack down to a maximum 25,000 copies in stock before we start printing more. We haven't quite printed the 200,000 that I was looking for, but I would assume that we have, you know, 20,000 in storage, 113,000 in stock. I think that'll be okay, and I think that'll work. I think we can also probably go ahead and start sending out a press build of Space Command Origins now that there are a bunch of fixed bugs, which is pretty important. We're getting there with this press release as well. Since the Origin pack press release has gone out the door, I'm thinking it's probably for the best that we get this one done, or as close to done as we can get. It looks like it is, in fact, going to be done, which is great. So we're immediately getting some followers for Space Command Origins. Sergeant Staffy, oh, Frame OS is ready to go into development. That's exciting. Okay. I'm sort of surprised how quickly. When did we start this, actually? Hold on a minute. Oh, we started this 3 years ago. Oh, no, that's going to be so outdated, man. Oh, dear. Okay, we'll start development in Frame OS. That's fine. Top priority for that team, please. They're working in Nerdrosoft Echo 2. Let me have a look at the details here. So March 2002 is when it goes into alpha. They're looking at February 2004 for the release on that, which is totally fine. Also, while we're looking at project management, there might be some of you that follow Software Inc.'s development. I'm pretty sure in one of the beta branches of this game on Steam, there is an update that lets you add port support to project management. So you can have things automatically ported to new systems without having to do it yourself. So the game is going even further in a direction where you just don't have to play it. And that's sad. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I like that. That seems like the point of project management. It's just that when you get to that point of this game, unfortunately, that is the end game, in my opinion, is, you know, when you're not really playing it anymore, it's sort of playing itself. So that's totally fine. Let's accept all of these and not worry too much about it. We need to release Voxel and Origin Pack today, which is very exciting. I swear we're making more money than we've ever been making, which is sort of wild to say. Either way, if we have a little bit of a product has run out of stock and I'm losing sales. Reverb 3 and Pixel 3. Interesting. It's not been making money for a while, so I'm going to assume that that's not really a problem. Hold on, we're still supporting, hold on, Pixel 3 has, Pixel 3 has 456,000 active users. What do you mean it's run out of stock? In stock is 0. Start printing. Are we printing this? We've got to be printing this, right? Manufacturing on Pixel 3. There's 11,000 in storage. That's not enough. That is not enough. Let me order, I don't know, 76,000 copies. That seems fine. And then what was the other one that's run out of stock? Reverb 3. It's not really, when did it come out? What was the release date on this? I really, for the life of me, 96? I really don't think we need to worry too much about that. How many people are still using it? 15,000? Sure. We'll just leave it be. I'm really not too worried about it. That's totally fine. What I am worried about, what I am concerned about, is getting Origin Pack out the door. So release it. It is 455, which is great. Marketing campaign for this guy is going to be, I don't know, $35,000. We will order 25,000 copies just because I like doing that. And that's totally fine. Move that marketing to the top. It'll be a priority 10 for a couple of months, and then we'll not worry about it. Voxel is got no followers. Interesting. Oh boy. Sure. Okay. A little bit worried about that. That's not doing too good, is it? Are we printing copies of Voxel right now? We are. We have 100,000 in stock. Okay. This is the first 3D editor that we're putting out, isn't it? Okay. Release it. Is it any good? We've never done this before. It is, oh boy. Oh, no. Okay. No one knows who we are. It is a magnificent piece of work, and it is an ambitious idea by Freeman Holt, and the bugs are few and far between. Marketing campaign for this, $55,000, our most expensive marketing campaign ever. 120,000 copies is totally fine. Let's make this the top priority for support, followed by Pixel 3, followed by Reverb 3, followed by Space Command 3, followed by Pixel 2, followed by Sergeant Stabby Face, followed by Nexus 2. That should be totally all right. I'm okay with that. Marketing Voxel is going to need to be our top priority, though. So priority 10 on that, 9 on you, 8 on you, and 8 on you is fine. Space Command Origins, on the other hand, is going out next month. I totally forgot about that one. 9,300 followers. Can we send out a press build of that to try and get a few more followers there? And printing, we weren't doing. So 150,000 copies of that. We'll probably want to order some, which is totally fine. Let's let the simulation run and just let the game do what it does best, which is surprise me for the most part. That's basically what I expect. I'm also realizing it is day 1 for Voxel, so immediately update this. Systems comes up to 1999. 3D is going to come up to 1998. That immediately needs to go to our 3D editor team. Source control is fine. Let's bring all of that up to date as quickly as we possibly can. In fact, you know what? I'm going to assign that to my 2D editor team as well, because I need this update done. I know there's not many 3D editors on that team. It's the 2D team, but it's going to be fine. I need this update done as quickly as we can do it, because realistically, this is our day 1 patch. And so at the end of day 1, we are looking at $1.4 million for Voxel, $3.6 million for the Origin Pack, and Origin Pack has immediately run out of stock, which is horrendous. It's sold immediately 182,000 units. We are printing it. We will order 230,000 copies, seems excessive. We'll do 100,000 units right there and hope for the best. It was outstanding, which is great. Voxel is outstanding and inspiring, which is great. Still hasn't made a profit, but that's okay. Oh, that's exciting. That's really exciting. I'm really pleased with that. So research has finished Systems 2000, which is good. I want to file a patent for $50,000, which will require service employees with level 3 law. Yes, we will do that. I need a legal team, which is the tricky part here. We're getting very close to being done with everything I wanted to do. I have a legal team. I forgot that I had a legal team. Okay, good. Legal, let's get you guys to file a patent for me, if you wouldn't mind, because that's gonna be really good. That's gonna be really, really good for me, is what that's gonna be. Let me just make sure. Where exactly do I have the legal team? They're in the same room as accounting, which is fair enough. I can work with that. I might also just give this to the accounting team, because I'm pretty sure they could do it, right? Maybe not. maybe not. They're kind of chilling in there and not really doing anything right now on it. So yeah, it's fine. My competitor is aiming for Q3 2002 on this ETA. So hopefully, oh no, my legal team is terrible. My legal team is really painfully slow. Oh no. Right. Hold on a second. It's January 2002. Wasn't Space Command Origins supposed to go out today? Oh no. I forgot about that one. Oh, I got slightly sidetracked with how much money I made and also the ability to patent something. Okay. Release it. Is it any good? It is. Okay, we've not marketed it. That's a problem. Sure, $55,000. Order some copies. That's great. Top priority, please, because that's important. Is it any good? It is outstanding and inspiring with widespread marketing. Yes, that is what we're looking for. Okay, there's a couple of things we need to do before we let this go ahead. I want to port Voxel over to these two systems and possibly Frame OS, but it's not out yet, so we'll not worry about it. Space Command Origins, we're going to port you, which is a game dev job. We'll have both of them do it to all 4 of those systems. And I want to update it as well. So networking comes up to date, audio comes up to date, 3D, 2D systems, blah, 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 blah. Game devs, both working on that, of course. And the 2D editor in question is going to be Pixel 3, which is fine. The 3D editor is going to be Voxel, because of course it is. And the audio tool is going to be Nerdrosoft Echo, because of course it is, which means 0 licensing costs, which is exactly what we're looking for. This day one update is probably not going to be done anytime soon, but that's okay. I'm not really too worried about it. I'm hoping that Space Command Origins, despite the fact that it hasn't had its day one update, is going to be good. So $0 becomes $3.8 million. Oh, we're so back. We are so back. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Okay. Oh, all right. I'm actually quite happy now because obviously last episode we spent like $100 million to buy out the majority of the stocks that the other founders had. This is good. We are almost back at where we were before I did that, which is incredible. Sergeant Stabby Face 2, unfortunately, is taking a little bit longer to go out than I was hoping it would. So I think realistically what's going to happen is we are probably going to go ahead and start working on the new headquarters before that goes out, which means Sergeant Stabby Face 2 probably will still go out in 2002 because the game's going to be paused while I'm building the headquarters. But what I would like to do and what I can do is, at the very least, get the Space Command Origins update done, and then we'll see about getting this headquarters done. So we'll finish that update, which is great. I'm so pleased with how much money we're making right now. $9.4 million is incredible amounts of money. Really, really pleased about that one. I'm just really pleased with where the company is now. I'm going to be honest. I'm really, really pleased with where the company is. Let's kill this marketing budget for Origin Pack. We'll bring that down to like $5,000 because it's about done. Voxel, unfortunately, not selling anywhere near as much as I hoped it would. Space Command 3, still 1.3 million. Pixel 3, 1.9 million. 3.9 on Space Command Origins. Honestly, we are in a great place. And I think this is very much the right place for Nerdrosoft to be, because one more month and we have more money than we did when we bought out the original, the other two founders. So we are exactly where I want this company to be for me to go ahead and start working on that new headquarters. And so what I'm going to do, which is a bit of a departure from what we usually do, is build the new headquarters in a rural map because I just don't really feel like looking at a city this time around. I also wanted some water features right in the middle of everything because that just looks kind of neat. Not that I think we're going to fill up this entire space, but I like having water back here and it just looks like a really cool space. Now, what I'm going to have to do right off the rip is spend a fair bit of money buying a whole bunch of tiles here because I need parking for one, and I don't want to build my headquarters right on the road. So I'm going to buy all of these, which is going to be exceptionally expensive. And it's also unfortunate that I can't build in this space because that would be an amazing little spot for a path going around the water there, but that's totally fine. I'll buy these guys, and I'm going to buy this one, and I'm going to buy this one, and I'm going to buy this one as well because I have millions of dollars and I can, you know what? I'm buying the entire map. Okay. I'm pretty sure I've just spent something like $27 million on all of this land. And honestly, that's probably fine. I'm going to spend a fair bit more building the entire, well, building here in a moment. And the way I want to build this entire structure, I mentioned earlier that the format's going to be a little bit different to what I usually do. Usually it's a time lapse. I'm going to try and do this sort of in real time. There's probably going to be quite a few cuts, but I'm going to just sort of talk you through the process as I build it rather than speed it up and then do some kind of commentary after the fact, unless it ends up turning out terrible, in which case I will just speed up the build process and you will be none the wiser. But I'm aiming to do it in real time. And I'm also aiming to base this structure very slightly on the one that I've recently built in City Skylines 2. So I'm kind of looking for a mid-century office building vibe. And I'm going to build one building, clone it 3 times to make like a diamond shape. And then I was thinking to set it as apart from city skylines. What I could do is put like a modern skyscraper coming up out of the middle of the mid-century buildings. I thought that would be kind of cool if we need it. So that's my plan. But first, I'm going to come in here and build some roads because we're going to need a few roads here. And I'm going to do something like this, which is similar to what we did in City Skylines 2, which means the building would have to go in this space, which might not be big enough for what I'm looking to do, but we'll figure that out. When it comes to parking, I'm thinking we'll do a road here and here, a couple of roads here as well. And I'm thinking this entire space down this way is just going to have a bunch of horizontal parking. So we'll do like a big square and we'll do like a big square. We'll maybe go 2 further in either direction just because that seems fair enough as well. And we'll connect it something like this so that we have room for some detailing, which I think is going to look lovely. Bring these roads down here as well. Bring this road down here. And again, I can do some detailing. I can do some paths in here, and I think that's going to look great. What's important is that I need to build myself a big square, but I need it to be at a 45-degree angle. So I'm going to try starting with a 20 by 20. Let's do a 22 by 22 space. Let me move this entire thing if that's going to be an option, which I don't think it is. Can I just clone the entire thing? I totally can, which is good. I need to turn this thing, which I can do. Can I maybe just change my angle snapping to 45 degrees? And yes, that's what we're looking for. So that's going to be our square. And this guy is going to live right about, I'm going to say, there. And immediately I can see that we don't have the space to build this thing here, which is really, which is really unfortunate. So this is going to have to move down this way a little bit. I've also realized it probably makes the most sense to build this thing, you know, on the grid normally, and then just rotate the entire building around so that it's, you know, actually at the angle that I'm looking for. And that's what I'm going to do. So immediately I want to go in and I want to cut out a little section of this building. And I'm thinking we're going to just take out this part. And I think we're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. So the measurement here is 8. So we want to get 8 by 8. This little section in here is 6, which is totally fine. So we want to find 8 units down here. We want to go 6 units down here and cut out all of this, which is totally fine. And that'll look interesting. I would like to then come out this end because this is going to be the front of the building here. And my thinking is we are going to have some kind of overhang in this space. So I'm going to do a pillar there and I'm going to do a pillar here. We're going to do something like this and something like this. And I think that'll be totally fine. We can also switch these guys into, there is a button to do this. And for the life of me, I do not remember which one of these it is. We're going to change these guys into pillars is what we're looking to do right about there, which is totally fine. Back down, these guys are solid. They're no longer complaining about, you know, not having access, which is good. Also going to turn this into an angle because that's going to be our front door, which I think is going to be a nice big double glass door. And that's basically how people are going to get into the building. And the building is going to be pretty similar the entire way up. I'm thinking like 3, maybe 4 floors on this thing. It's not going to be all that big. And we'll just see what happens. They're all going to be different colors. The layouts will be pretty similar. And I'm wanting something a little bit more understated this time is kind of what I'm looking for. I do want an atrium though. That's kind of important to me. So let's just copy this building up once and twice. And I think twice is probably about enough. I think we can get away with chopping this thing or copying this thing twice. I'm also kind of liking the idea of taking out these corners. I'm not really too sure why I want to do that, but I think it'll look good. And then back here, this is going to be the side of the building that has like the central courtyard going on. So I think we'll go in with something like this, and this will be kind of how we get that courtyard at the back of the building. Apparently I can't do that because the rooms upstairs aren't going to be supported, which kind of makes sense. I probably shouldn't have built these levels until I'd done the lower one, huh? That probably makes a lot of sense, actually, to not get a little carried away with that. We'll go ahead and put the door at the back, though, because I think that makes sense. And I kind of like the idea of saying that this entire sort of backspace is going to be glass. It's going to be a bunch of glass walls all looking out at each other. And this might have some kind of overhang on it now that I look at it, but we'll see how that goes. I also need to factor in stairs, elevators, and windows and bathrooms, because I always forget bathrooms in my buildings. So we're going to have to figure so much out. There's so much to figure out here, but we'll do it. We'll be all right. I think we'll start with a bit of an atrium. We'll get that in here immediately. This will also be like our reception area, which is totally fine. And I think the best way to do this is window, window. So we have those kind of looking through these pillars. We'll just do, you know what? Let's do this. We'll just do a bunch of these windows. Will look pretty good. We can continue those up through the building, which I think will look pretty good as well. And I'm kind of looking at this and thinking it might be kind of neat to basically just have, and maybe a little lazy perhaps, but I think it'd be kind of neat to just have like a central, almost like just a central corridor that runs down the entire length of the building. It does get rid of those windows down there, which is really unfortunate, but it makes the whole thing so much more accessible, right? Or should the corridors run around the edges of the building? That might be better, actually, to have the corridors run sort of around, like through here. So this would be a corridor, which I think is totally fine. And then we can have some offices like in that space, like something like that could be maybe a little office space for a team leader. We could have 3 bathrooms in here. I kind of like that more, actually. I think that's what we're going to do. You know, as I build this, I realize that these little spaces could also be used for some of the smaller teams. So the legal teams could maybe go in there. The marketing teams could maybe go in there. And then we still have this large space in the middle that probably will still end up being some kind of corridor down through here. And then maybe we just have these weird sort of angular rooms on either side for development teams. I don't love the idea of doing that necessarily, but this just kind of works, right? This sort of corridor idea. I might be so inclined as to do this just so that I can kind of keep those windows, or maybe kind of build out a space, a little something like, does that work? That actually kind of does. That's not bad. That lets me kind of keep those windows down there, which I'm really keen on keeping. So that would sort of divide up that space. It does give us a bit of a strongest shape through the middle there, but that's honestly totally fine. I think that's maybe the layout that we go for. We can do another glass door there. So you kind of have a glass, you know, you have this walkway, this passageway straight through the middle of the building, which I think is pretty cool. We have these 2 spaces here, which could be for some larger teams, which admittedly are fairly weirdly shaped. But we could also say that maybe these weird sort of corners could be leaders' offices. So that is now a team leader's office. They are now in the room with their teams, and that seems like it would be fair enough. We can give them like a nice door right there. They can have a nice door right about there. We could give them, I want to say, small private windows probably on the edges of the office, so the team can't just stare in at the team leader. That seems like a fair shout. And then for this wall here, we can probably just do this, this, and this. So we have 3 nice windows right there. Same thing on this side, 3 nice windows right there. And then I think I can get away with something like that for the team leaders, which continues that glass wall around there, which I absolutely love. And if I wanted to, I could get away with something like that as well, which I'm kind of thinking I want to do. So we'll just continue the glass up this way a little bit as well. And that looks all right. That's a whole lot of glass. Well, that's a whole lot of windows, but it's a weird layout. It's a very weird layout, but I kind of like it. I'm not going to lie. I'm also thinking it might be an idea. Oh, is that too many doors in one space? That might be too many doors in one space. That might be too much traffic for that one area. But I think I'm going to do that as well. It's a very weird layout. It is a very, very weird layout. Maybe this door could be, maybe if we just sort of merge these guys and just have that door right there. So it's set back a little bit. I think that's a little bit better. Or can I just merge these into one room now? Yeah, that's better. I think that's a little bit better. Brightens it up as well. I was thinking though, we'll have these doors down here for access from the lobby, but then back this way, we could also do some of the smaller doors so that if they're out in this courtyard, they can get through those doors into the development space as well, which I think is relatively important. So this is kind of just what the building's going to look like. Now, if I select the entire building, I want to go to materials, and I want to say the interior is going to have just those regular walls for now. We're going to say whatever color is totally fine. The floors, I'm going to say, let's go for like, it's just something with a bit of texture to it, really. We'll go for like this, perhaps, or this guy. I don't know. That seems a little bit dark. We'll go for, I don't know. We'll go for this for now. That'll be totally fine. We'll go for something like that. And I'm not too worried about it. The exterior of the building, though, I want bricks. I do. I want bricks. I want some red bricks, some slightly darker red bricks I think are pretty good. And that's going to be the exterior of the building for now. We'll go ahead and just copy this entire thing up once and twice. And then I need to copy my pillars and have those go once and twice like that. And then some way, somehow, I need to basically put a roof on this entire thing and extend it over the pillars. All right, so this is more or less what I'm looking for when it comes to the shape of the building. There is obviously a lot of detailing to be done in here and a lot of work to be done. And this space in particular is going to be some kind of atrium. I haven't really figured out what that's necessarily going to look like, but that's what it's going to be. Oh, now this might kind of work if I do something like that and I do something like that right there. That lets us get upstairs, which is good. We have this atrium thing going on, which is a bit weird looking. Let's be honest. It's a bit, it's a little weird looking, but I kind of dig it. I'm not too sure if I can turn this entire upstairs into an atrium. I totally can, which is amazing. Okay. So what we'll do is build another balcony in here, and if I hold control, it inverts the direction, which is what I'm looking for. So we can now go in, we can now get these stairs, and we want to go 1, and we want to go 2, and that now lets you get upstairs, which is what we're looking for. That is absolutely perfect. We can change these railings to glass. This is maybe a little uglier looking than I was expecting. I really wasn't planning on multiple levels of stairs cutting up through my atrium, but you know what? I'm here for it, man. That's that's what we're doing. Oh, we also have the logo out here now, which looks incredible. Absolutely love that. Really, really big fan of the logo being present. I'm really hoping my employees opt to use the elevators at the ends of these corridors, but I'm really thinking that everybody's just going to use these stairs, which kind of has me thinking that, you know, this atrium business might really not be worth it. I kind of might just get rid of the stairs. Which brings me back to the problem of still needing, we still need stairs in here. They're like an essential thing in Software Inc. So yeah, we need some stairs. I could put them in the middle of the building. That might be a little bit weird though, if I like take a chunk out of this, this like central corridor to put some stairs in it. I think these spaces might make a little bit more sense to put some stairs. So if I was to do stairs there, and then rotate these bad boys around. Rotate these guys around. Rotate these bad boys around. Yeah, there we go. I don't know what's getting into me today. I'm apparently really feeling some Software Inc. building today is what I'm doing. We'll do this, and we'll just merge those together, and we'll come down this way and do the same thing. We'll merge those rooms together. So now we have access to this development studio, which is cool. That's totally fine. But what I would like is a way to go upstairs again, because, you know, you might want to go upstairs twice. You might really want to get some cardio going. And we'll just put a wall around this. Oh, that looks terrible. Going in that door is now completely pointless. Oh, I don't like it, but I'm going to do it anyway because we need them. We need the stairs. Oh, that's the roof. Oh, that's the roof. Wait, I started in the wrong floor. Okay. All right. You know what? We'll do that again. All right, this works a little bit better. We got some stairs in here now, which is perfect. That's, that's a crisis averted. I also moved them a little bit further towards the elevators so you don't open this door and just have a wall. It's still very much there, and now we have a weird corner down here, but I think it looks better, and it does give us some access to that space, which is great. I also apparently got rid of this atrium up here, which is really not what I was looking to do, so we'll just go ahead and put that back, which maybe that's the only balcony we have. Maybe this whole thing is just atrium. This is the one balcony, and then, yeah, that's gonna make my life, wait, no, don't we need that? No, we don't need that. These corridors are connected this way. Oh, that's totally fine. Okay, yeah, I'm into that. Can I also merge these rooms? Is that an option? Oh, they can be one room. That's even better. Okay, merge those together because then it lightens the whole thing up a little bit and it just looks better. Oh, I'm so for that. That looks great. I'm really pleased about that. Can I merge like this? No. Okay, that makes sense. I can't merge my my lobby, but that's perfect. Okay, I'm actually starting to really vibe with how this is looking, which I'm really excited about. I wasn't expecting to like this, to be perfectly honest. I was kind of thinking, you know, looking at it, I was like, not sure if I like it. I mean, it's all one color right now. It needs a lot more detailing, but it's coming together. And so I guess I kind of want to get started with some bathrooms in here. And I'm noticing I've got some options for colors. I like this one. This feels like really classic, like white porcelain toilet and then like wooden toilet seat. And just because I'm not an absolute psychopath, I'm not putting the toilets in front of the doors because that is a level of anxiety that I couldn't possibly deal with. I'm also realizing this little inset part could potentially have a different color on that exterior wall, and that might look so much better than just having that same brick the entire way down the building. I'm going to try that really quickly, where maybe that inner part could be like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, wooden paneling though. Should it be horizontal? Or I want to say vertical. It doesn't line up really well in that middle section, unfortunately, but I mean, the horizontal paneling lines up amazingly. The vertical paneling, I think, looks better, but because the horizontal lines up, I think that's what we're going to go for. I think we're going to go for some light sort of wood paneling. That seems like the vibe to me. I like that a lot. We'll go a little bit lighter with it right about there. That looks so good. It kind of makes me reconsider what I'm thinking of doing, because if you haven't seen the City Skylines episode where I built Nerdrosoft HQ and City Skylines, I built 4 buildings that all have the color of this logo. So this building is going to be orange, and I don't know if that's going to work with this paneling. The paneling might end up having to be white, but for now, really big fan of that. Really, really big fan of that idea right there. Anyway, I want to turn my attention to the reception here just a little bit because we need to start working on that. And my thinking is that the desk is just going to go right back here, right in the middle of everything. Seems absolutely perfect. Some modern couches in here seems more than fair enough. I think we'll go 1 and 2, and then the same will go 1 and 2. So we have space for people to sit and chill and relax, which is absolutely perfect. And I think I want to put some carpets around this as well. I want to have like do I want to do carpets around the outside or carpets in the middle? I'm thinking carpet in the middle is going to be the way to go on this. And I'm thinking we're going to go for some angles on the thing as well. So we're kind of just going to do something like that is sort of what I'm looking at. I might extend it further though. I think actually going out this way, like this far is a little bit better. And then maybe we do it that way as well. That I think is going to be the vibe for this space. So we'll go ahead and copy these and just have them go and fill up all of that space as well. We'll have a nice like wood floor texture in the room itself. So the floor material is going to be like that in like a nice sort of light, maybe a dark wood actually. And then a light carpet would be the way to go. I kind of like that. I do. Not too sure about the pink walls, but we'll deal with that. And then the carpet itself, we can just select all of it and change the color to, for now, we'll just go for like green or red or blue. I think we'll go blue just because it's one of the ones that we have in here. I will eventually probably change it. but I think that looks okay. It does look a little bit like a hospital, but I can work with that. So I think a very slight change of plan that I'm going to make here is that I'm going to do a little trick that I've done before by using these cubicle walls and then going and getting 2 reception desks so that we can have something that looks a little bit more like this. Now, admittedly, the 2 cubicle walls does create the issue of, well, looking like just a big pillar in the middle of the room, which isn't really amazing. I could do something like that though, which I don't necessarily mind, because I do think it looks a little bit better. And then if I wanted to, I could slide these other cubicle walls back. But I think what I might just do is, I don't know, put a big plant in the middle. That might just be the solution to this whole problem, is just, you know, a plant. It doesn't look terrible. I think just right about there, it looks all right. I could maybe put, I don't know, a little light next to it or something. Oh wait, no, I can't put this light on a carpet, which is really unfortunate. That would have been kind of cool if I could, but alas, we just cannot do that, so we're not going to worry too much about it. I will need to go through all this space as well, I realize, and add some air conditioning, which is going to be an absolute pain. And we also need security, which, I mean, security will be standing outside, so it should be okay. I don't think we'll need to worry too much about it. I think security will manage. I would like to look at getting some little tables in here, like a little kind of coffee table looking thing might be kind of nice. We can imagine that there's maybe magazines on that table. That could be kind of a fun little thing that's going on there. I'm also thinking that these couches, given that we are now a super duper multi-million-dollar company, we can afford bespoke couches. We can get them to match the carpet, which seems fair. And I feel like the floor, the same wood that's in the floor is going to be the same wood that is making up these tables. That's, again, we can afford it. We are worth it at this point, okay? We have the money and we have the technology. We can totally do that. We can also, hopefully, get some little plants for the tops of those tables. So like a little plant right about there. It seems lovely. We'll put a cactus just over there because that seems like a great idea. And there's a part of me that's really tempted to put something like, if I can find it in the, is it the Canteen category I'm looking for? Part of me is really tempted to put like a coffee machine would look stupid. Never mind. A vending machine might be a cool idea, but I don't know. That feels a little too, I don't know. That feels a little bit too like, you know, get yourself comfortable, right? I don't know if I want staff coming into the lobby to get food from vending machines. And I mean, like any guests that come here aren't going to get food from vending machines. It is just going to be the staff. But at the same time, it does fill up the corners really well. So as much as I'm saying I don't want to do this, I'm going to do it. I'm also going to select all of these cubicles and change them to a different color and maybe a different style as well. We can get some textures on there, which is kind of fun. I like that one quite a lot, actually. I think this one has like a nice texture to it though. So we'll go and do white around there. That's our middle part. That can be, I think, just white as well. And then maybe blue for whatever that is. I don't think it has a tertiary, unfortunately. We'll just do that one maybe. Oh no. Yeah, we'll just do the base one. That's fine. Maybe the pot can be blue. Again, it's going to be nice and bespoke, which is totally fine. Yeah, that's going to be our lobby. Again, we're kind of going that mid-century vibe. I really don't want it to be too fancy. That's not really what I'm looking for here. So we're going to keep it relatively simple and we're not going to worry too much about this place being, you know, incredibly fancy. I would like some decent lights in here though. So maybe like a nice sort of triangle light could go kind of over the door. That might be a neat idea. Kind of have a triangle light, say here. We'll have another one, say, facing that way, and they hang way, way down, which is good. And then for the rest of the space, we are probably just going to do regular hanging lights. So one there is pretty good. I think one there is pretty good. And one back there is pretty good. And you know, this looks pretty good at nighttime as well. I think we've done a pretty decent job in here. I am going to try my best to remember to just, you know, turn off all the visible lights hanging down. So we're never really going to see them, but I think it looks decent. We also have the logo up here. We have a couch up here. And we have the shelves ready to go, which I think is fairly important to have those ready to go. I'm actually sort of tempted to have those also be the same color as the floor. I think that might just look better than having white shelves and a white wall. I think it just gives us a little something to play with. And we do have a lot of awards in here going back quite a bit there. So let me very quickly figure out what exactly we're dealing with here. So we have the 1990 award for Space Command 2. We will start with that. Next up, we've got 95, 93. Looks like it's going to be the next one, 92. And then followed by the rest of them. And that's already pretty good. We've already got over a quarter of this thing filled up, which I'm very excited about. We're also going to need a lot of security to make sure they don't get stolen, but I'm not going to worry too much about that right now because, well, we're not going to be opening this place for a little bit. We still have a lot of work to do with this thing. But honestly, I mean, realistically, you don't need to see the details of me filling out every single office here because they're just going to be mirror images of each other, which is totally fine. So I'll build one and then kind of quickly go through the rest of them. Much in the same way, I'll do the same with like these side offices as well, which are most likely going to be for team leaders. Well, actually, no, they might not be for team leaders. They could be for project managers though. If I was to split these, this might be something we do as we're actually playing instead of right now during the build, but I could split this into two separate offices since, I mean, we might end up in a situation where support, because in the tower, support was split across two floors. Support could now have its own single space, right? So we're going to end up with more space than I think we need. And I'm honestly okay with that. I think that's probably for the best. So these side rooms, maybe one of them becomes a canteen. Maybe a space like this does become a kitchen. I mean, I could also have some fun if we go into furnishing and we go into kitchens. We do have the food packer. And the fun thing with the food packer is that I can absolutely, if I can find the section for a canteen, I do have the option of getting a food dispenser. And then the food dispenser is just going to be attached to the food packer. So we could do a whole little automated system where the cooks don't need to bring the food into the canteen. That seems unnecessary, but I really want to play with those. So I might is what I'm getting at. You know what? One of these rooms, I think, let's do this one, can be for security. Let's do that pretty much right away. Now, these surveillance desks are going to be interesting because I'm pretty sure they're only going to work for security cameras that are attached to this building. So because I'm copying and pasting this, we're essentially going to have 4 separate security surveillance systems, which I'm kind of okay with, to be totally honest with you. I'm not really too worried about having a whole bunch of security. I think having a lot of security is probably a good thing, given how many times we have been robbed. And you know, I think this is pretty good for security. I think this will do the job. We get 3 consoles, we got some TVs, we got some carpets, we got some lights in there that you can't see because we've got them turned off. That seems solid. I like that a lot. I don't know what this space is necessarily going to be, but maybe this is just where we put in something like some server racks, and this is just going to be source control. It really doesn't need to be anything too fancy. I'm pretty sure I overdid it for source control last time I built a source control room, and we'll just put some vents so that the room doesn't overheat. I'm also kind of thinking that I like these guys to be in a white color. I think that looks a little bit better. And then maybe the frames for source control can be like a sort of mint kind of greeny color. That looks all right to me. Maybe a little darker. Yeah, I like that. That's going to be our source control for development. That's totally fine. We don't really need to go too crazy with lighting in here. I think we'll just do that because it should brighten it up. And if we look at this place at nighttime, yeah, that's going to be more than enough. When it comes to the colors of the room itself, maybe what's floor and floor 2? I think floor 2 might be some little details in there. The interior though is just going to be, I might just go bricks, just like a dark brick. And then the floor could be something dark as well. Maybe just like a dark kind of carpety looking thing in there. It is just a server room. It is just an extra room. So I think that's probably fair enough. And that'll just be connected together. We'll go ahead and connect those guys. We'll rename it a little bit later on, and that's just going to be source control. Okay, so I've been looking at these rooms and I just don't know what to do with them right now. So I think what I'm gonna do is just bring the same style through to all of them. So I'm going to go ahead and save this style as NSHQ hall, and that's totally fine. I'm going to select these rooms and select the halls upstairs as well. So that basically everything that should have that style is going to be set as NSHQ hall, because that's what it's supposed to be. So this guy is going to be exactly the same, which it is. These guys have all been done as well, which is great. This is going to be saved as NSHQ, I guess, office, because it is just a generic sort of office space. And what I've done with it is I've just made it have a nice dark carpet and then a little texture on the walls, because I'm mostly going to be going in here with some more carpets to get some color, and little accent pieces like the chairs will have colors to them as well. And that just seems like the way I'm going to do this. I also want to come into this space and copy all of these lights, because I want to do my best to light up these hallways relatively evenly, which I think I've done right about there. That seems totally fine. If we have a look at nighttime, that's about bright enough for the hallways. I'm kind of happy with how that looks. So what I think we'll do is get started with these leaders' offices. So my thinking is we have enough money. We have $112 million. We can afford to go all out. So what we'll do is get a standing desk there, and we will get a standing desk right about there. We're obviously going to get ourselves an ergonomic chair, and I'm going to sort of, like I said, these are going to have not rotational symmetry, but mirrored symmetry. So they're all going to be placed sort of opposite to each other. And unfortunately, I think you can't place computers in the middle of these desks, which is really unfortunate, but that is totally fine. I'm also thinking the computers are going to be, maybe I do want to go for black on the computers this time. The secondary color, I'm going to go for, I think we're just going to go black across the board for the colors in these guys. So primary and secondary, both black. Tertiary, which is the keys, are going to be sort of dark as well. So we're going to apply that, and we'll just save that as a style option. And then for the chairs, for now, I'm just going to make them, I want to say black as well. We're going to have the chairs be quite dark. Now, this is not going to be something that we're doing super long term, but just while I'm doing the initial styling of all of this, I think that's just the best thing to do. I think it's a little bit easier. And not enough ventilation for summer. That's totally fine, because that's another thing we have to do. We have to go in here and add ventilation to all of this space. And my thinking is that ventilation, air conditioning in general, heating, all of that is going to be stuff that we do right at the end of this build, because I'm kind of thinking I might build a basement that connects all of these buildings, not so that my employees can get around quickly, but just so that a single underground heating system will just manage the entire building, basically manage all 4 buildings. Instead of having 4 separate systems, we're just going to have one underground that does everything I could possibly want it to do. Now, I think the final question that I have for myself with these rooms is whether or not I want to do some carpets to put some color in here for some team leaders. And I don't know that I do. I think the color will come about with the chair and whatever else I put on their desks. And then these spaces in particular are going to be a little bit interesting in that front, because I kind of love the idea of using carpets to basically fill in the middle of this floor. Or maybe I should go around the outside. I think going around the outside of this would make a little bit more sense, because it's going to be a little bit less jarring. It's going to be a little bit less vibrant in the entire room. So maybe that's what we'll do instead. I don't know if I want to do rounded corners. I don't think I do. I think I want everything to be kind of square with how I'm doing this. So we'll bring all of this around. Somehow I'm going to fill in that space. Haven't quite figured that out yet, but we'll get there. And I guess this entire wall is basically going to be a bunch of these little triangles sort of getting flipped around across this entire space. This one is going to fit into there. And then we'll do something like that the entire way down as well. It's not really going to be the same size. Ooh, this is going to be tricky. Maybe just this for that space. Yeah, I think that's about how that's going to go. Maybe these should have some angles to them. Maybe this should be like a diagonal there. Maybe that should be like a diagonal there. Should that be a diagonal? I don't know if it should. I really don't know if it should. Is that a bit, this might be a bit much. I think it'll look better if I select all of them and for now make them red. And yeah, looking at that, that's awful. Oh God, what have I done? Is that better for that space? Not really. I might have gotten a little bit overly ambitious with this idea. You might have gotten a little bit carried away on this one. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to outline these. I don't think I'm going to be able to outline these spaces. Okay, we're going to do it the old-fashioned way, where we don't use carpets to make a point. Maybe we do carpets in like that corner. Maybe that's what we do. And for now, just because we're building everything, we're going to make those carpets white. So we'll do some carpets in there. So there will be like a nice accent color. That'll be lovely. The rest of it will be slightly trickier. Let's do heating there and heating there. Let's do cooling and cooling. That'll probably be enough for a room this size to have 2 of each. So that should be all right. I also want to just copy all of those and move them to that spot. I want to copy those 2 and I want to move them to that spot, and I'll copy my carpets and move them to that spot, and that should be all right. Okay. So we're going to constantly get these errors until I actually connect this to an AC unit, which is going to have to be a roof air conditioning unit, which ever so slightly complicates things. But we do have these rooms, so maybe my plan of having some underground air conditioning system, maybe we don't do that. Maybe instead what I do is go back into build mode and we'll do a little something like this. We'll chop you out for a second, and then I can go back into furnishing and maybe just put some air conditioning units into this space. That might be for the best. We do have the room for it, right? We do have the room for some rooftop AC units in here. So we'll do 1, and I'm going to say 2 are probably going to be enough for this building. I'm going to hope that 2 are going to be enough for this building. And unfortunately, that also means that some way, somehow, I need to, I need to go around these guys, and I'm really not sure how I'm going to do that, but I'm kind of thinking something like that should be fine, right? Can I like auto finish that? Yeah. Okay, so that's a start. We will merge those into 1, which I can't do, which is deeply unfortunate. Can I fill in this space as well? Yep, totally. Can totally do that. Can I really not merge you guys? That is upsetting, but that is about what I'm thinking. And I guess that works. It is going to be just a red sort of blotch sticking through there, but if we change the building to be the Nerdrosoft colors, then that might be a little more difficult to see because the roof is also going to be the Nerdrosoft colors. So sure, that is going to be, I guess that's air conditioning, and I guess we'll do a gas boiler over in this space, and that'll be fine, I guess. We'll do 2 of them to make sure the place is nice and warm. I don't love that we're doing that with those rooms, but you know what? It's fine. We will save this style. Actually, no, we won't save that style because I realize that's not going to work. Let me go ahead and sort this room out. So the interior is going to be bricks and black. The floor is going to be, I'm pretty sure that's carpet, but that's all right. That seems fine. We'll just go ahead and save that as NSHQ util. So that's a utility room is what that is. Not that I think we're ever going to need that again, but that now covers heating and that now covers cooling. both of which I think are solid for all these rooms. And that's good. We don't have heating and we don't have cooling in the hallways yet, but we have it elsewhere, and that's good. We should probably get it in the hallways. So 1, 2 for heating in there. We can do 1, I don't know, 2 for heating up here and 1, 2 for heating up here. And that gives us heating in all those spaces. Anyway, getting back to these offices, what I'd like to do is put a bunch of bookshelves into these corners that have the carpets, because I think that's probably fair enough. And I think we'll also go and do some just black and white for the bookshelves for now until we decide to, you know, get them all, you know, the same color or something like that, or whatever color the teams happen to be is what we're going to go for there. So some bookshelves in the corner seems great. I'm thinking where possible, I'm going to just sort of copy and paste things over pretty much right away until I can't do that, which I guess I can do constantly depending on how I lay the desks out, which it's going to be the next challenge, isn't it? What way do I want to lay the desks out? Now, the desks in these offices are all going to be standing desks as well. And I want to make these offices, I do want them to be efficient. I really don't think it makes sense to build this entire new office and then have less space for employees in each office room than I did in the old studio. So doing something like this might be a little much. I might want these guys to be a bit closer together. Although I would like to try and have them be, I don't know. I'm really not too sure what way I want to go with this. I really don't want the place to be super cramped either. So, I mean, that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 employees in a room that size. Oh no. Oh, I'm being an idiot, aren't I? I think I'm being an idiot. I think I should, let's spin this around a little bit. So these guys can be against that wall. And then maybe we get more in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh boy, I've got teams. One of my team, like some of my teams have like 25 people, man. I really want to avoid just cramming them in here, but I really don't think I'm going to have much of a choice but to absolutely cram the employees in here. And that's deeply unfortunate, but I think we just have to. I really think we just don't have much of a choice but to absolutely just cram them into these offices. So maybe something like that's okay. I mean, that's 10 desks. I still don't think that's enough though. Oh man. I really wanted to avoid just doing this, but I think unfortunately we're going to have to, yeah, we're just going to have to get so many of them in here, which is just, it's just the way of it. I really, I can't put one there. What's that? 11 desks in there now? There's such a better way to lay this out. There's gotta be. I'm being an idiot. I've gotta be being an idiot right now. Okay, I think this will do the job. It's 11 computers in each space plus room for a team leader. I really don't know if that's necessarily gonna be enough for everybody. We might still have situations where teams are being split across 2 rooms, but to be fair, we're gonna have 6 development spaces, 6 offices essentially per building, and there's 4 buildings. So there's going to be 24 office spaces in total, and we do have room to expand into these side rooms if we urgently need to, so it should be fine. Splitting people across buildings really shouldn't be too much of an issue. Now, something I've just realized I can do that is completely aside from all that is come into this space and do a little something with some carpets to make this look kind of cool, just by doing, you know, that. We can have like a little carpet that just fits really nicely down this corridor. And I'm kind of thinking I want to do that. And then you've got it sort of running around the sides here as well. I think that looks kind of neat. So for now, I'm going to make it just a white carpet, but eventually we're going to change that out to be something else. I'm also thinking I'm going to bring it back a little bit so it's not visible from that main section. Yeah, I like that a lot. I think that looks really, really cool. So let me just very quickly copy that up to everything else that we have going on in here, because I really don't feel like having to do that again. So it's gonna live some way. Somehow I need to paste this there, and the same thing here. I've also realized that having this extra space down at the bottom here is pretty much unnecessary. And if I wanted to, I could probably merge these upstairs studios into larger offices. I think we're back into build mode and we attach some walls right there and we run a wall right down the middle of the building, which does get rid of that guy, but it means I can do this, which gives me a much bigger development space upstairs. That's huge. That's really good, actually. I don't know why I hadn't thought of this, but that right there is actually going to make it much easier to deal with the slightly weirdly shaped rooms. So the smaller offices are downstairs. Upstairs, we have these chungus offices that I'm very excited about. Also thinking we'll take out these windows and we'll put some bigger windows in there. We'll go for this guy. We'll go for this guy. We'll go for something like this, and we'll go for something like this. And I think that looks okay. Yeah, I like that a lot. This is going to be perfect. This is such a good space. So I think when it comes to these upstairs spaces, I'm going to copy and paste the desks that we have downstairs because, you know, we've got the chair and the computer and all that on there already, which is pretty good. We'll get something here and we'll get something here. And then for this space, I kind of wonder, could I get a couple of desks back to back in there? That I don't know if my employees can actually get in there is my concern. But if they can, that's kind of a cool space in my opinion anyway. So I think that's kind of what I'm going to go for. We'll spin this guy around and just sort of see what we can do in terms of putting more desks along this wall. They don't have to be quite as close together this time, which is great. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, what's that? 10 desks already in that space. Yeah. So these spaces are going to be so much larger than what we've dealt with before. So that's 11. That's what we have downstairs. And then if I want to, I mean, I have some carpet here, which I kind of like just having it open and plain, but I could get a guy here. I could get another guy here if I wanted to, or even just sort of there-ish. Something like that. Maybe do a room divider just so you can kind of see that guy's desk right away. And honestly, that's not bad. It's not a huge space. I mean, it's 2 more desks than we have downstairs, and there is a bit of open space there that I don't necessarily love, but I do kind of like this. I do like this. Assuming my employees can get to their desks, I think this is pretty cool. Although it's, again, a bit of a weird layout. I would like these desks to be next to each other. I'm going to be honest. That'd be great if I could get them to be actually next to each other, which actually looking at what I've done there with that grid snapping, I might be able to do. I might be able to get this guy right in there. I might be able to get this guy right in there. And then can I go along? Oh, I can totally do that. Oh, we can go super efficient with this, which I'm quite excited to do. This might not be the prettiest looking thing. I'm going to be honest. It's not going to be the prettiest looking thing, but look at that. Look at that for a row of desks. How many are we looking at now? 15. So if we split one team across 2 offices, that's 30 people on one team. That is what we're looking for. That is absolutely what we're looking for. We could also get 16 if I did something like that, but I don't think I want to do that. I think this one desk right there is totally fine. I think this desk here is totally fine. I think these guys in here are totally fine. We'll get some room dividers just to separate things a little bit so everyone kind of has their own little bit of space. I don't know if I want to do it here though. That might be a little bit much. I'm not 100% sold on that one, but we'll see if I can maybe get away with a room divider there and there, and the whole way down this way. That might be a bit much. That feels really, it feels really closed off, doesn't it? It doesn't feel as open and pleasant as the, well, I don't think the office downstairs feels all that open and pleasant right now. It's just sort of a black and white office space. It'll get there though, right? It'll definitely get there. We just have to do a little bit more work to get it there, but it's nearly there. And that's what's important. Okay. So very slight change of plan later. I've taken out some of the desks in these spaces, but we still have 13 desks in this room, 13 in this one, 13 here and here. And then we're down to the slightly lower number of desks in these rooms. We've got 11 in this space. I could get more in here if I line things up on these walls a little bit better, but I think we're good with this current layout. It is worth keeping in mind that the goal here is not to keep this all black and white. The goal is to introduce color as the teams start to go into those rooms, but that's a little something we can figure out a little bit later on. Now, what I would like to do is look at getting some kind of canteen in here. And I was thinking earlier, and we were kind of looking at the conveyor belt system, and I really, really want to use that because it's such a cool idea, but it seems really silly at the same time, you know? I just don't know if I want to use like a food packing thing, you know? It just doesn't seem like it works for the space. It might. It honestly might. Like maybe we do like a double thing there. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to do it. I think we're going to do it. Food dispenser there. We are going to do a food packer. I think it has to go that way around. Yeah, it does. Then the wall mounted conveyor belt. We're going to go for the fast one. And that's how our food's going to get out to my employees. So stupid looking, but I kind of love it. So sure, that's what we're doing. We're going to get some cubicle walls just to sort of cover the conveyor belts a little bit. Sure. It's so dumb. I love it. I love it so much. This room is going to be limited to a canteen. And then I need to go to kitchen. We're going to want a fire alarm, which is going to live honestly up there is totally fine. I want to get 2 stoves. Oh, how do I want to lay this out? I hadn't thought about this. We'll do a fridge down there. That seems like a great place for a fridge. We'll do a couple of stoves down on this lower wall. Seems like a good place for those. And I don't know if we need multiple fridges per cook or what we need here. But sure, that's our kitchen. That's absolutely our kitchen. Okay. Let me just make this room look a little bit better. The interior for this place can be, we'll go for like white tiles. We'll go for like the classic kitchen floor. Maybe the walls could be something kind of more like that, just to, I don't know, add some color to the space, I guess. We'll do that. No, you know what? We'll do that. No, we'll not. We'll do this, and that's totally fine. These things can have different colors as well, right? Let's change the colors in these guys to be, I want to say just white, right? I think just white across the board is probably fine for this entire little thing. That looks all right. And then this is going to be a sort of a darker conveyor belt. I think we'll go for something like that. And that looks all right. Maybe the little, I don't know. That's what we're going to go for, I think, for this entire thing. That's going to be amazing. This room is already set to be a canteen. So let me go to canteen, and we need tables. Now, how do I want to do the tables in here? I think we go for some regular tables. I think we go for the white tables will be fine. And I think we'll do, I really haven't thought this through, have I? I don't know that I have enough space in here for this to even be an effective canteen. I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't think I've thought this through. Because how am I going to get enough people in here for this to even really work? I genuinely don't know. I really, really don't know what kind of layout this is going to have. But sure, we'll do, man, there might genuinely not be enough space in here. I want these chairs. We'll start with these and we'll do something like this. So that gives me, what is that? Room for 9. Okay. That's a good start. that's a start is what that is. We could do one here, maybe. That seems weirdly placed, but sure. And then maybe this one can come out a little bit from the wall, and that gives us space for how many? 14. I can live with that. I think I could live with like 14 employees going to the canteen. This one could probably come out as well, honestly, and do something like that. I don't know. I don't know if I like that layout. I think I like that being against the window. I'm going to be honest. I think that was better against the window. And I think this one would look better against the window as well. And then this would look better here. Yeah, I think that's going to be the layout that we go for this terrible canteen. We could probably get more in here with a smaller door, or with the door being like here, or maybe not. No, maybe we just keep the big door. That'll be fine. This will be totally fine. Let's have the materials on the inside be something kind of fun. We'll do like a nice orange, and then the floor can be tiles. That's fun. Tiles are fun. Yeah, everyone likes tiles. We'll do something like that. That looks all right. And then I want to get some color into, oh, it's so beige. Maybe that's what you know what? That's what the canteen's going to be. The canteen's just going to be beige everywhere. Yeah. Beige walls, with like a dark beige trim. The floor is beige as well, because of course it is. Yeah, that's, that's what we're going for. Just a nice beige canteen for everybody. They can, oh yeah, that's the color scheme right there. That's our canteen. I love that. Oh, it's so good. This is so out of place now though. We need the room divider to be beige as well. There we go. This is like the most futuristic thing in the room. That's great. All right, let's get some lights in there and call it a day in the canteen, because I really don't care about it. There we go. And you know what? They can be they can be beige as well. Of course they're going to be beige. And the light that comes out of them is also beige. I don't know what that looks like, but let's very quickly find out. Yep. That's about that's about what I expected from some beige lights. Yeah. I'm okay with that. Maybe a little bit of art, maybe some nice like blue to sort of throw it off a little bit, and then brown frames. Yeah, I'm all right with that. I think we can maybe do a clock up here. That seems like a great idea. Of course, beige. And then we'll go all out. We'll give them a TV down in the wall, which is also, believe it or not, I mean, this might surprise you, but it's also going to be beige, which I guess, looking at it, it's a Samsung, what is it? What do they call the frame? Like the really fancy one? Yeah, looks great. That's our canteen. Oh, the kitchen needs lights as well. Beige, why not? There you go. Yeah. All right. That's a good use of that space. We might need another canteen, which is fine. We have another room down here and over here that we can also make beige. Anyway, now I get to select the entire building. I get to copy the entire building, and I get to rotate the entire building onto a 45-degree angle and place it over here and hope that it works, which by the looks of it, it's going to. So this building is $1.7 million. It's going to live right there. My pillars didn't come over, unfortunately, which is slightly concerning. Now, I can't believe I have to do this again. Now I need to select the building, and I need to rotate it around, and I need to figure out what the spacing is going to be. I hadn't thought of this. I really hadn't thought about what the spacing was going to be in this whole thing. So I'm going to go for whatever that is. That's like 2 blocks, 2 tiles diagonally. Oh boy. Okay. Let's see if I can do that again. So not that, but that. And then I do it one more time, and it's going to go there. Does that work? That gives me a courtyard. Everything's lined up. That's my 4 buildings. Okay. Okay, we've kind of done it. Wasn't expecting to do it, but we've kind of done it. Look at that. We get all the paths going in there now. We get room for like landscaping in here as well, which is amazing news. I can get some trees in here if I really wanted to, which has to be placed in an outdoor fenced area. Sure, I can do that. Let's get myself a little outdoor fenced area here, which looks all right. I might lower that down to not be a fence. I think something like that's probably better. But then I can just go to, get a small pine tree here and here. I think that looks nice. I really do, actually. I think that looks great. I'm a really, really big fan of that, and I'm hoping I can just copy and paste that to pretty much everywhere else, which immediately the game's like, yeah, you can't do that. So we're gonna have to place a bunch of these little rooms by hand, but you know what? I'm okay with that. All right, so all of the paths are in here. I've added a bunch of trees around all of this space as well, and it's now time to start painting the buildings some slightly different colors, which has made me realize that this Nerdrosoft logo that's in the game, this was made, there's actually a bunch of these that you can find in Software Inc. I didn't make any of them. I'm really super grateful for everybody that has made a Nerdrosoft logo. These were all made for a previous series of this game, and I know that because the version of the logo that I've been using recently that's also on the merch that I talked about in the last episode, it's actually, well, it's different. It's the same colors, it's just the dark blue that's on the right on this one is actually at the bottom. So what that means is that I need to select this entire building and then go to construction materials, and the exterior I'm kind of thinking is just going to be something like one of these sort of darker colors. I'm going to just zoom in a little bit to look at the colors and look at the textures a little bit and see what we're dealing with. But I'm kind of thinking something like this. I like the bricks a lot, so maybe we do go with the bricks, just not the ones that have the different colors. So let's give that a shot. And then let's go to room colors, and exterior is going to be this color, which, yay, that's super, super bright and kind of silly looking. We'll go for black in between all of that. That looks ridiculous. I love it. This one over here is going to be bright orange, which makes me think that putting this logo on the outside of the building might not work, but we'll figure it out. This one at the top is going to be a light blue, and this one gets to be a nice bright purple, which gives us the Nerdrosoft colors on the building. The question is, do I want to do that to the roof? Do I want to look at that color? Oh, no, we do not. No is the answer to that question. A very, very quick and swift absolutely not. And you know, just while we're doing colors, I realized I could go in and grab all of this carpet and I could change it to match the exterior of the building, which might be a little bit excessive, but I'm kind of thinking I'm going to do that because it sort of works. God, it looks so silly. I do like it though. I'm not gonna lie. I don't hate it as much as I thought I would. It's so stupid looking. Okay. We need to connect some servers together is what we need to do, because I'm gonna connect all of these guys. So all of these servers that we have in here, I'm thinking we're gonna say that this is now all gonna be part of like a single server. Maybe across these two rooms here, we just put a bunch of tower servers, or server racks actually, and we'll just hope for the best, really, is kind of what I'm thinking. Let me color them a little bit differently. So the frames on these will be red, and that'll be like our main hosting server. And I want to connect all of those, and hopefully it is server 14. Which I would assume is going to be powerful enough to run whatever we need it to run. So that's our main hosting server. That'll be like the Nexus server and the software hosting server, which is totally fine. Still a bunch of spare rooms, which is totally fine as well. I think we might be at the point where we can start moving our teams in here, which I'm really excited about. I now need to figure out how many teams I have, because I might be able, ooh, I forgot about the management guys as well. I might be able to get all of my teams in here at the same time. We might not need a night shift right now, which would actually be kind of cool. So let's start with the smaller teams excluding Echo Management. So we have accounting. There's 8 people in accounting. I'm going to put them in the back. So we're going to say this room here with 11 desks, if I'm not mistaken, it is 11 desks. This is going to be for accounting. And then this is going to be for accounting, but it's also for the accounting team leader. Okay, so I think now everyone is assigned an office except for the project leader, which is kind of where this space is going to come in useful. I did mention the idea of doing this, and I think this is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to come down and just split this space in 2. So this is going to become 2 separate offices, which I think is totally fine to do. That's going to be that guy's office. That's totally fine. We'll give him a nice little, actually, you know what? He's got a desk light. That's good enough. That's good enough. That should be good enough. I'm hoping I haven't forgotten anything. We have spent like $40 something million on this building. I like it a lot. I really do. We don't have any meeting rooms. I am keenly aware of the fact that we don't have any meeting rooms, but we do have space to expand more teams into the orange building. We have space to expand into a little bit more of the dark blue building. So we have room for meeting rooms. That's definitely an option. We have multiple canteens that probably need to be assigned now that I think about it. So let me very quickly go ahead and do exactly that so that they all get limited to be canteens. All right, so this is kind of what I'm thinking for the cooks. We'll have them coming in from 8 till 12, 2 to 6, and 8 until midnight, all going to the dark blue building. Then these guys go to the purple, light blue, and orange. That is something I'm then going to need to do with receptionists, with cleaners, with maintenance, with IT support. And I haven't even touched on the fact that we still need to print our own products. Now, that's not something I'm going to go too crazy with today because that is eventually going to be its own warehouse. So I'll probably just repurpose some of the spare rooms that we have to be printing rooms. That's not really a big deal. We will be able to print more here than we could in the skyscraper. But obviously, first, we need to bring in cleaning. So there's 4 buildings. We'll have 2 cleaning shifts. So that's going to be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cleaners. We will alternate them from 8 until 12. So we'll get these guys to come in, say 4 p.m. So they're going to leave at 8 p.m. And then we go down the line and we say, you guys are in the dark blue building. You guys are in the purple building. You guys are in the light blue building. And you guys are in the orange building. So that's cleaning sorted out. And that is about everybody else sorted out as well. What I'm hoping I've done is assign security. So there's always 3 people assigned per building, which means they should go to the security desks. And then I've hired enough security that are not attached to any rooms specifically so that they are hopefully going to go manage the main doors. So we have 1 entrance to the building here. We have 1 entrance to the building back there. I'm hoping that security will maintain and manage those entrances. We will see what happens, but that is what I'm hoping for. I'm also thinking just before we go ahead and run this, like I said, we probably want to look into a little something when it comes to some printing. Now, I'm hoping we can do a lot with this. I'm not expecting to do a lot with this though, because obviously we're a little bit limited on just how much room we have to play with here. So I think what we'll do is look at a large product printer, which can do 48,000 copies per month, which is kind of wild. You know, I think this might be about the most compact layout that I can go for in this space, and I'm kind of here for it. That's going to be a lot of printing, and what's better is I can select everything in that room, and then I'm not going to put it in here, but I can put it over here. I don't know if we're going to need more than 2 of these, but I'm thinking where possible, which by the looks of it, it is just going to be 2 of them, which I guess is fine. That's totally fine by me, actually. We just have a bunch of product printers in those spaces. Obviously, the couriers will have a bit of a distance to cover to get to those, but that's fine. We could mirror them. We could get more of them. I really don't think we need it. I think what we can do is go back into live mode. I'm going to pause again. I'm going to go to manage staff. And what I want to do is have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 couriers come in the morning. We can have maybe 1, 2 come in the afternoon. So we'll say 12 p.m. for these guys. And then maybe 1, 2 can come in. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't make sense for them to come in at 12 p.m. It might not. We'll have them come in at 4 p.m. I guess, just to see what happens. And we'll do 2 more that can come in at 8 p.m. So that keeps the couriers kind of super busy. What I'm curious about though, is what happens when we skip to the morning and let everybody come in here. I'm really nervous about this, but if we run things, everyone seems okay. I mean, they're unhappy, but that's all right. Speed things up. We have people coming to work, which is amazing. Like they're all going to work. They're all walking around to go to their offices, which is so good. They're using the stairs, which is a bit unexpected, but sure. That's really cool. Oh my God, it's working. Oh, they're here. We've got receptionists. We've got these guys all chilling. We got security at the door. We don't have security at this door, which is slightly terrifying, but all right. Oh, it's amazing. That is amazing. Do we, how full is the car park? The car park's not so bad, really, which is great. Oh man. We could get some multi-story parking lots in here as well. I'm very tempted to do that, but I think for now we're okay. I don't know. Do we still have people like arriving to work? I don't think we do. I think someone just drove around kind of in a weird way though, but sure. Oh man, that is so good. We get the printers back here as well doing their thing. This actually kind of worked. The only thing I haven't done, wait, are the kitchens working? I don't know if we have any cooks. I don't know. I don't know if we've got any cooks in here, which might be slightly problematic, but you know what? I'm here for it, man. I'm really here for it. We might need some vending machines in a couple places. That's for sure. There's definitely a chance that we're going to need some vending machines, but I am so pleased with this. I think the only thing I would like to do before I consider this sort of done is I want to pause. I want to go to my teams. I want to go to accounting. I want to grab that color and I want to go to the accounting office, wherever it is, which is over here. And I want to grab these carpets and I want to set those to be the color of the accounting team because that makes sense. That's kind of the point, so that we start to kind of, you know, color coordinate a little bit, and that's kind of cool. So we'll do the same thing with their chairs as well. I want the seats to be that same color. And that just starts to bring a little bit of something in there, which I absolutely love. Let's get the audio team, which is this color right here. And we're going to do exactly the same thing. Grab all of those carpets and get those swapped out to that sort of minty green color. And now everybody has a color for their office, which looks absolutely fantastic. This has also reminded me though, that everybody except for the game dev night team can be set to come in at 8 a.m. now. We don't need night shifts, which is amazing. So 8 until 4 p.m. Game devs night, unfortunately, are still going to be a 5 p.m. start. And then I think it was like a 1 a.m. leave, if I remember right. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4 is 8. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Yeah, so 1 a.m. you guys are going to be leaving. It's the only night shift that we have. That's totally fine. That's good. That's so good. I'm so pleased with this. I can't believe it's kind of worked. The only issue I'm seeing is that we really need some cleaners, but I feel like most of my staff haven't shown up today because I hired most of them. Oh, that's not good. Who are you? You were in the audio team. Oh no. You only got $240 as well. That's really unfortunate. That's really, would not want to be you. We got a lot of broken computers as well. I'm hoping I do have staff that are going to show up in the morning. We did lose a lot of money. Good Lord. How much did we spend? 44.9 million. Yeah, that's 44.1 on construction. That checks out. That definitely makes sense. Let's see though, if we've got staff actually coming in here. We should have some cooks coming through for this space. We absolutely do, which is great. That's what we're looking for. The food's going out there, which is perfect. We should have some people cleaning. We absolutely do. I don't think we have enough people cleaning, but all the computers seem to be working again. This is so good. I'm so pleased right now. I can't even begin to tell you how pleased I am. Let's end marketing in the Origin pack. We're still making money across the board on everything. This is great. This is so good. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get the Systems 2000 patent, which kind of sucks, but, this is good, man. Look at this. Look at our headquarters now. I mean, it doesn't really look like the thing I built in City Skylines, but it's loosely inspired by at this point, which I think is totally fine. I am so pleased with this. I cannot even begin. Oh, I'm so happy with this. I also think I might have messed up and lost all of my awards. No, I didn't. Okay, I have to put these back. I'm really nervous. I'm really nervous about putting these back because I know what's gonna happen, but sure. Let's let's get the awards in here. I know they're gonna be stolen. I know it's gonna happen. Unfortunately, I can guarantee you it's gonna happen, but we just need to deal with that. That was what, 93? We have a 95. We have a 96. We have a 90. We have two 97s. I think I'm missing some. No, I'm not missing any. We're good. We have a 98, and then we have the 2001 and the 2001. Look at that. Look at that. How good is that? Are people still annoyed? Some of my electronics are being affected by the heat. Oh, I didn't think about that. Did not think about that at all. That was something we kind of neglected to deal with. Let's put some ventilation in there and see. Are you guys good now? You are. I think you're good. The room's at -4. So if you're not good, I don't know what to tell you. That's probably too cold, but you know what? It'll be all right. That's amazing. That is so many employees, but I love it. I really, really do. I am so pleased with this. I don't love that they're walking across the grass to get to the bus stop, but you know what? That's fine. My cooks can't continue cooking as all fridges are empty. Really? That's unexpected. How do we refill a fridge? Wait, do I have to manually refill it? What? That does not seem reasonable. I don't know about that. They probably refill automatically every day, right? That's probably what's going on there. But sure. I am so happy with how this has turned out. I'll tell you what I think I'm going to do though. Since we have 2 support teams now, let's assign this to support 2. So Nexus is going to go to support 2. Sergeant Stabby Face is going to go to support 2. Pixel 2 is going to go to support 2, and Space Command 3 is going to go to support 2. So they're going to have 4 tasks. Support 1 has 3, and we should probably, oh boy, February 2004 for Echo 2. Yeah, we're in a good spot. Sergeant Stabby Face 2 Stab Harder is going to be probably towards the end of this year because the art is taking a little bit of time, but this is good. Also, Space Command Origins probably needs an update. So let's, I mean, we need to update a lot of things, I'm sure. 3D and all that needs to come up. Yeah. Oh man. We have so much to do. We really do. I don't want to use licenses for this, but I also do want to update Space Command Origins. So sure, we're just going to do this. We'll give it to the game devs. That'll be fine. It's a lot of bugs to fix as well. Oh man. Oh, Space Command 3 is finally falling off there a little bit. Space Command Origins just did $5.4 million though. You know what? Let's finally end marketing for Space Command 3. That's kind of sad. Let's give the main marketing team the new one to work on. So that's going to be their specific project. And then the marketing 2 can do the others. That's good. I am so pleased with it. It's filthy in here, but I'm so pleased with how this has turned out. I know it's just one building copied several times over. I also just realized that the buildings on the sides don't have the same pillars. They're missing some of them, so I'm going to have to fix that. But honestly, this has kind of worked. And given that everybody but the game devs they're all in during the day now, that kind of puts us in a spot where we can get more night shifts, which is kind of amazing. And if we get more night shifts, then I mean we're pretty much golden. We can make anything, and I'm excited about that. The only thing I'd like to do, just because it's really bothering me, is get more cleaning. So let me hire you two, I guess. Let me hire like let's do another morning cleaner. Maybe 2 more morning cleaners, actually. Maybe I just hire a bunch of cleaning to just roam around. We'll do like 8 cleaners that roam and then 8 that are assigned. And hopefully that way they'll just kind of go where there's the most filth, and hopefully it all gets cleared out. That seems like the best way to do it. We have 16 cleaners that are in here in the mornings, which is kind of when the most dirt happens to be around the building. Although looking at it with everybody walking back and forth, there's just dirt all day, every day. Okay, we need more cleaners. That's what I'm realizing. We'll have these guys come in the morning. You guys can come in at 12 p.m., which is fine. We will go 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys can come in at 4 p.m., which is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys can come in at 8 p.m., which is fine. So that is hopefully going to help this place stay nice and clean. And I think that's going to do us for today. I don't know how this video is going to turn out. I don't know how long it's going to be. I said at the start, it might be a long one. I'm also going to say this building will not be on the Steam Workshop yet. I want to tweak a couple of things over the course of the next episode or two. I really dislike that they are walking across the grass. That really bothers me. That really bothers me because it's just a massive... Oh, guys, no, don't do that. Hold on. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Can I get you guys to take that path by any chance? And can I get you guys to take that path by any chance? Is that preferable? Oh, it might be. That might have done it, actually. Oh, best product. It's gotta be. Space Command Origins. Absolutely. Best designer. It's gotta be for the best product. Belagoth. There we go. 2 more awards. All right. It looks like they're now starting to use that path, which is good. I might need to fill this space in with some, oh no, they're still walking across there. Oh, don't do that. That is not what I need you guys doing. I need you to not walk across the grass because you're just ruining it. That's what they're doing. They're just ruining the grass. And I'd really rather they didn't do that. So I'm good. Yeah, I'm going to be this picky about this stuff because it really bothers me. I don't think I can be that picky though. Oh no. Can I not? I don't think. Oh, hold on. Can I snap to like this wall? Is that an option? I don't think it is. Oh no. I don't. Oh, that might be a problem. Wait, can I do that? Oh no. Oh, that's not good. Hold on. Am I taking away like part of the wall? I don't know what I'm doing. We're going to figure this out together. This is what we're going to do. I don't, for the life of me, that actually works. Hold on a minute. Oh, I didn't think that was I actually genuinely did not think that was going to work, but does that stop them? Like, can they still walk across there? It's not as good looking as the regular grass, but if that stops them from walking across that whole area, then good. Yeah, that's absolutely done what I want. Okay, this side's getting the same treatment. And there we go. They're not walking across the grass anymore, which is what I'm looking for. They're now using the paths, which is great. That's so good. I love this. I really do. There's like 1 or 2 people occasionally go across the grass over there, but this looks so cool. I am so pleased with this. It's such a stupid layout, but it kind of works. It really kind of does. Like I said, there is work to be done on this. There's stuff I want to change and things I want to kind of figure out. New feature has been unlocked. That's cool. But this will end up in the Steam Workshop at some point, so you will be able to download it and play with it if you want to. What I will likely do is just upload like one of the buildings because it is the same building 4 times. So keep in mind that the point of this building is for it to be like tiled like this. It's not like this is not the most complicated or interesting design that I've ever done for a Nerdrosoft headquarters. I've done way better ones, but the point of this one was to sort of base it in what I did in City Skylines and have that little bit of a crossover. We've never really done a crossover episode before in anything. So we did the cities crossover. This is the softwaring version. I am so pleased with how this has turned out. I genuinely love it. I hope you do as well. If you haven't checked out the City Skylines episode, feel free. It's like the last video on the channel. It's cool. We had a fun time there, but this is good. this puts us in a spot now where we can get back to business. We can get down to business, and we're gonna make so much money is what we're gonna do. We are making so much money is what we're doing. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.